Thank you for listening to Inspired and Admired.
Hey everybody, it's Matt. Just real quick, I just came home and Councilwoman Janelle Smith from Heber Heights. Now, this special edition of Inspired and Admired is only about Heber Heights, my hometown, the town that I hope to return to in just a few years. But anywho, they're going through this transition into a little backstory. The state of Ohio had put through a House Bill, it's Ohio House Bill 523. You can Google it on there, or on their website. So there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of good back and forth, a lot of great discussions for and against for the cultivators of medical marijuana opening up shop in Heber Heights. Now, there's been a lot of great discussion on it, and I was part of that. But here's the thing. I've studied this stuff for a very, very long time. Why? Because it's coming. It's coming. Little background. In 2015, there was a group who was trying to get marijuana on the ballot. They got it on the ballot. Then they were trying to get it passed. Well, it failed. So the legislators in Ohio knew that there was going to be another one, because it was pretty close, actually. So they knew there was going to be another one. So they went ahead and they created this House Bill 523. It was a bipartisan bill. They pushed it through. It's not a very good bill. A lot of people agree. I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people agree, and it's law now. So medical marijuana is law. Now, today, since all the back and forth was going on, there was a group, a very well-spoken person. I'm going to play the video. Councilwoman Janelle Smith recorded it live, Facebook Live, put it on Facebook for us all to see. And I was watching it, and I was, a little, a little discouraged of some of the things that the person was putting out as fact. That's really not fact. And that's what this special edition podcast is for, is to go through there and point by point, I'll give you what is actually fact. Because this is going to be played, this press conference is going to be played all over the news stations, I'm sure, before the council meeting. Or no, probably won't be out before the council meeting. Well, maybe the 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock news. So the council meeting starts at 7. So, yeah, it'll be out before then. So then people will have an idea. And then there may be people who don't even know that this is going on, and they'll show up, whether they're for it or against it. Hopefully they do, because that's what it's all about, is getting the people together. This is one of those issues that brings people together. And this issue isn't like, if folks in Heber Heights are listening to this isn't like the Heat nightclub, where most people were against having that establishment remain. This is a highly split issue. Okay, it's very close. And anywho, I'm just blabbling. I'm just rambling. So I'll play the press conference, and I'm going to, point by point, you can watch the press conference on Facebook. It's on the Heber Heights Town Hall Facebook page. You can check that out there. It might be on some of the other ones, but I'm going to play this press conference, and I'm going to go through point by point, and we're going to talk about it. So here we go.
Good afternoon, and thank you for coming out today. Before I begin, I really need to thank all the people that are behind me, supporting us. It's very difficult.
And right now, I just want to say that, she's stepping up for something she believes in, and nobody can fault her for that, okay? Because even though I disagree and I think some of the facts are not correct, and I'm coming at it this way, I think it's great that she's standing up for something she believes in. So I wanted to make that clear.
To come out on a work day, especially a Monday at 2:30 in the afternoon, to support me, and there are many, many others that are with us here in spirit. So thank you very much. So without further ado, my name is Melissa Pataki, and this is my co-chair, Missy Cantal. And we have organized a citizens advocacy group in opposition to a zoning ordinance which would allow cultivators, processors, and dispensaries of medical marijuana here in Huber Heights. Simply put, we do not want marijuana here in Huber Heights. And most importantly, we don't want it recreationally.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. This zoning change, she said, and more importantly, we don't want it recreationally. This zoning change in House Bill 523 has zero to do with recreational marijuana. This is strictly a medical marijuana bill. That is a little misleading in the way that's brought into the conversation, but here's the rest of it.
Later on down the road, we do believe that this would be the outcome. We feel that zoning for medical marijuana will impact our community in a negative way. We are all very well aware that Montgomery County has been defined as the opioid overdose capital of the United States, and that weighs heavily upon us.
That is true.
The citizens here today want to be part of the solution, not the problem. Therefore, we are not in favor of housing what can be argued as a gateway drug, another drug to be abused. In fact,
just real quick, a lot of people, there's a lot of different statistics out there that talk about marijuana being a gateway drug. Many doctors, and I could list one. Who's one here? How about I just drugabuse.gov. Okay, you can look it up on drugabuse.gov. It says the findings are consistent with the idea of marijuana as a, and they got the quotes around it, gateway drug. However, the majority of people who use marijuana do not go on to use other harder substances. So I wanted to point that out.
Andrea Hawk from the Adams Board from Montgomery County repeatedly states, when the perception of risk decreases, usage and abuse increases. In other words, if the use of marijuana as a medicine increases, then people change their perception and believe it to no longer be dangerous. Therefore, they are more apt to partake, especially if Ohio legalizes the recreational use of marijuana.
Where is a proven statistic that says if medical marijuana is legal, that more people are going to partake in medical marijuana? Well, it's not legal now, so of course more people are going to partake in medical marijuana, those people who are suffering a medical illness that this bill allows you to use medical marijuana.
Which has happened in several states. She also states a very important statistic. 72% of youth under age 18 in Colorado in 2014 who are receiving treatment for a substance use disorder report they got their marijuana from a medical marijuana card holder. This statement is very telling. And because marijuana is federally illegal, it is also not FDA approved. The current street value of THC, the active addictive component found within, is 13%. But the state of Ohio will allow medical marijuana to be produced with up to 35%. In other states, medical marijuana has made its way to the black market and is cheaper than a prescription and is very easy to obtain. Make no mistake, our children will be able to get a hold of this from family or friends who are prescribed it or through the black market.
That is a crime. This bill and this zoning issue does not allow crimes. crimes are punishable by the law. Anyone who commits a crime, and she goes on to talk about that, anyone who commits a crime while using marijuana will be in trouble. Okay? It's plain and simple. Crimes are not legal. Okay? Medical marijuana prescribed by a doctor will be. And we'll read about that later, but in certain forms. I cannot go and sit out at a park. I don't smoke, but I cannot go out and sit out at a park and smoke a doobie. It's not legal in Ohio. Anyway, sorry.
And also, once recreational, there can be varying amounts of THC because it is not regulated by the FDA.
Once again, she mentions recreational.
It most likely will then be able to be produced in attractive ways, including various forms of edibles, such as popular candies.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there because let's go to the law director's actual letter to council. And you can find this at hhoh.org. You can find all that stuff there. The State House website has 523 on there. But here's what the law director gave to council, and it's on their website that you can look up. That's how I'm looking it up from Texas. It says medical marijuana cannot be smoked. It can be vaporized. Okay. Can only be sold as oils, tinctures, which is a medication that you dissolve in alcohol, plant material, nothing that can sprout, edibles cannot be attractive to children in patches, and it goes on to talk about it. So it says in the bill that it cannot be attractive to children. So using the term popular candies, how's that working out for us?
According to Wagner, F.A., and Anthony J.C., authors of From First Drug Use to Drug Dependence, Developmental Periods of Risk for Dependence Upon Cannabis, Cocaine, and Alcohol, 1 out of 11 users become addicted, similar to those addicted to alcohol. What is extremely sobering is when use starts in adolescence, the rate changes then to 1 out of 6 that become addicted to it, similar to those addicted to cocaine. How does this compare to us? Surely this is not the case here, right? According to the Adams report from Montgomery County Behavioral Health Data, 1,738 people in Montgomery County received addiction treatment services for cannabis-related disorders.
Okay, we're going to pause it right there. If you remember a prior council meeting, I guess he was and I'm going off the cuff on this. You'll have to look back on the video from that council meeting. A psychiatrist or a therapist or somebody came up there and he talked about the folks that he treated. And he said out of every single person that he treated within his 20-year period that came in for marijuana abuse, they came in directed by the government. The government directed them there. And now we can go on into a tangent about that, but I think that's telling. So nobody actually came in and said, hey, I'm addicted to marijuana on their own. They do for alcohol, they do for crack, they do for heroin, they do for all these other drugs, but not marijuana for this person.
Received addiction treatment services for cannabis-related disorders in 2015 and 2016. Between these years, the number of Huber Heights residents accessing addiction treatment services went from 44 to 56, while the overall county rate went down from 1,138 to 956. For both Huber Heights and Montgomery County, cannabis is ranked third for the primary drug of choice for people entering treatment services. all of the above. We are very